The recent floods and rains in Indonesia have once again highlighted the devastating impact of climate change and the urgent need for effective disaster management strategies. Heavy rain has caused flash floods and lahars in Indonesia's West Sumatra region, leaving at least 71 people dead, 22 missing and more than 4,800 displaced. The affected floods were triggered by heavy monsoon rains exacerbated by lahar from Mount Merapi. The heavy rains from Mount Merapi, along with a landslide of mud and cold lava, caused a river to overflow its banks. The deluge washed away villages on mountain slopes across 4 districts in West Sumatra province just before midnight. Floods swept people away and inundated hundreds of homes and buildings, forcing more than 3,100 people to flee to temporary government shelters in Agam and Tanah Datar. The video shows an incident in China 3 years after record floods devastated the Chinese city of Zhengzhou. The city is again facing severe flooding. Home to 13 million people, Zhengzhou received 9.3 inches of rainfall in just 3 hours. This heavy rainfall has triggered intensified efforts to prevent a repeat of the 2021 disaster. Authentic videos and footage, directly from disaster-stricken areas, in-depth analyses, expert commentary and analysis on recent events, reports and interviews, exclusive insights from specialists and eyewitnesses, latest news, up-to-date information on natural disasters globally. Join us as we explore the forces of nature that shape our planet. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Thank you for watching and stay safe. Heavy rains combined with a landslide of mud and cold lava from Mount Merapi triggered by hours of torrential monsoon rains caused a river to overflow its banks. The deluge affected mountainous villages along 4 districts in West Sumatra province just before midnight. Floods swept people away and submerged hundreds of homes and buildings, forcing more than 3,100 people to flee to temporary government shelters in Agam and Tanah Datar. Used cloud seeding to prevent rain clouds from reaching the worst-hit areas. The agency forecasted rain in the next few days to weeks, which prompted them to deploy an Air Force aircraft to release salt flares in an attempt to disperse rain clouds. Citizens were strongly advised to stay indoors for their safety. Water pumps have been actively deployed in the city's underpasses to prevent flooding. Subway entrances have been reinforced with sandbags and metal sheets to prevent water ingress. This summer, China launched large-scale emergency response measures in many provinces. These efforts are aimed at managing increasingly widespread extreme weather. After last year's record heat waves, June brought drought, floods and typhoons. Extreme heat in Shandong province delayed crop planting by several weeks. The situation was exacerbated by floods that inundated the province shortly after the heat. Beijing has made adapting to extreme weather a top policy priority. The government has set aside $200 million to help with disaster relief and rescue efforts. One of the most severe floods this year occurred along the Yangtze River in Hunan province. The flooding in Hunan underscored the need for improved disaster management strategies. In 21 districts and one town, bridges and most of the main roads were damaged. The floods also swept people away in Tana Datar. More than 100 houses and buildings were submerged. Several mosques and about 220 buildings were damaged. Melikara, a 29-year-old mother, described how she and her only child fled her home and climbed on top of another car when the floods hit. $4 billion in aid to local governments affected by the floods has also been provided to help search for missing persons in areas close to rivers and clear major roads of large boulders and mud due to flooding. Excavators have been deployed to remove large boulders and trees. Rescue efforts are underway to search for missing people. Provincial Rescue Team Chief Abdul Malik said 400 personnel, 8 excavators and drones have been deployed to help search for missing people. The local government has set up evacuation centers in towns.
Of land.
In recent years, the frequency and severity of floods and natural disasters have been increasing worldwide due to climate change. This has a negative impact on human life, infrastructure, and ecosystems. So, how can we fix this situation? First of all, we need to reduce our carbon footprint. We can protect our environment by increasing energy efficiency, using renewable energy sources, and avoiding unnecessary consumption. We can also reduce soil erosion and flood risk by stopping deforestation and supporting afforestation projects. Local governments also have a great responsibility. Infrastructure projects, flood risk maps, and early warning systems can be developed to create more resilient societies against disasters. As a society, we need to raise awareness and learn how to act in disaster situations. Let us not forget that small steps can lead to big changes. Let's work together for a more sustainable world. Thank you and have a healthy day.